No, okay. So now, just as I promised you last time, I made mention that uh, we have made up our minds to keep on going through the examination questions. So there will not really be a very specific time that we are going to handle these things. But as we keep on progressing, we'll also be consulting some material. Yeah, and we'll be able to get some questions and be moving with us. The idea is that by the time we reach June, July, somewhere there, we should be done doing everything, including revisions. So if there are some colleagues that you know that think they are going to join when we start revising, I think that is lying to self, because as there will be no specific time that we are going to say now we are revising. We are already revised as a matter of fact. We are looking at the examination questions. So please, we'll never be more serious than this. This is already very serious. I hope that is very clear. That message has really gone there. All right. Let's get started. This is a paper that came to our colleagues, and I'm interested in section B, question number 3. We go through this one because it has a certain component that I'm interested in. I'm interested in question B, C, and D. We can have this conversation question that B, C, and D. However, we cannot really just look at question B, C, D without looking at the first question. I would wish to remind you we need to look at part A as well so that you are reminded on how we handle some stuff. Okay, Tembo Esther, welcome to the conversation. Are you able to be the one responding on our behalf today?
Sir, thank you so much. But this is when I'm going home. Depende
do that exercise, right? Yeah, okay, again, that's we are able to do that one for us.
Come again, sir?
Are you able to be responding for us? To just follow up with the teacher. When I'm logged out, you remind me I'm logged out, something like that.
No problem.
Okay, let's get started now. Thank you for that. Suppose you have the following information about a closed economy. This is question 3, section B. The closed economy has this information. We are given that consumption function is made up of 200 plus 0.8, right? Open the bracket, y minus c, taxes, t. That is a consumption function. Investments equal to 50. Government expenditure equal to 100, right? Taxes equal to 10. Find out the equilibrium level of income. We want to find the equilibrium level of income. Who wants to try this one? How do you go about this one? You can do this quick. How do you find the equilibrium level of income? Given these parameters, what formula? Okay, we can simply say that y is equal to c plus I plus G. Now, this is a closed economy with the government. So since it's a closed economy, we don't have net exports. So there are no exports, there are no imports. That's why it's a closed economy. So the equation will just end like that. And what is our C? Our C is already given. We'll say Y is equal to 200 plus 0.8 times Y minus taxes is 10 plus I is what? 50 plus G, 100. Are we good up to here? We're doing A1. Are we all good up to here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we proceed from here. What are we going to do? We're going to, to simplify. Our y is equal to 200, 0.8 times y, it will give us 0.8y. 0.8 times 10, what do you get? This should be 8, right? 0.8 times 10 should be 8. Plus 50 plus 100 should give us 150. Okay? And then from there, we continue collecting. We can continue simplifying. Y is equal to 200 plus what? 150 minus 8 plus 0.8y. Is that clear? So that you can say y is equal to 200 plus 150 should give us 350 minus 8 plus 0.8y. What is 350 minus 8? 3 what? 342. Yeah? 342 plus 0.8y. And we collect like terms together. So say y minus 0.8y is equal to 342. What is y minus 0.8y? This should give us 0.2y equal to 342. Isn't it? Let me pause a bit. Any question here? Do you have someone who has a question? Someone has a question? Okay. Let's continue then. 0.2y is equal to 342 divided by 0.2 divided by 0.2, and y is equal to 342 divided by 0.2. What is it that you find?
117.
Sorry?
1017.
1710, something like this. Anyone with a question?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How are you finding y? So I'm seeing the consumption function is ending on 0.80, 200 plus 0.80. Did you equated it with what?
Oh,
I
like
was not following, sorry.
oh, I see. So the full consumption function is equal to 200 plus 0.8. If you know the zeros after the decimal place are insignificant, you know that, right? So you could put either you put 0 or you don't put, there is no difference. That's what you learned those days. Multiplied by y minus c tax. That's a full equation.
Oh, okay.
So we just started replacing into that equation, and then we got to define.
Okay.
Sure, sir. All right, we can get to two. Suppose government expenditure increases to 150. What is the new equilibrium level of income? So we want the change in income that is as a result of the change in government expenditure times the government multiplier. Okay, I explained the concept of government multiplier severally, no? The change in government expenditure is an increase. So since it's an increase, it's a positive change. It is a positive change. So you say positive 150. The government multiplier is 1 less C1 minus marginal propensity to consume MPC, like this, isn't it? So we shall say 150 times 1 over 1 minus C. Our MPC is how much? It's 0.80, right? That's our MPC, right? Yeah. Government multiplier is given by this. That's what we communicated was. This is a formula that gives us government multiplier. So we can say 150 multiplied by 1 divided by 1 minus 0.8 should be 0.2, right? This should be 0.2. 0. 1 divided by 0.2. What is it that you find? One divided by 0.2?
5.
5. So 150 times 5, that's the change in income. What will be the change? $150 times 5?
750.
750. Okay. Now, if you want to find, because we are not yet done answering the question says, suppose G rises, what is the new equilibrium income? So to find the new equilibrium income, we are basically just adding Y star, the equilibrium income is the old income or the old Y plus the new Y plus the change, right? The change in Y. So the old Y was 17, was 17 what? 1710, is it? Did you say 1750 or 1710?
Yes, 1710.
Plus this change of 750 is an increase. So you can add them together, they'll give you the change. And so what is the change?
First piece there.
2460. Like this?
Yes.
So that's that. That is your new income. What the spending multiplier, the spending multiplier is the same one that you have found, 1 over 1 minus MPC. Government multiplier basically. We shall equal marginal propensity to save equal to 1 over 0.20. You found 5, isn't it? You found 5 as the multiplier itself. Is there any question? Are we okay? Someone has a question? They can always ask their question. If there isn't, then we can go to A4, which says, now suppose that the economy opens up, like the economy opens up, then you have net exports. By the way, net exports simply means exports minus imports,
So sorry, sir.
You got sorry?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've got a question. I think I wasn't following enough. Are we done with question 3, where it says calculate the spending multiplier? Is it the one that we
Yes,
found?
Yes, that's the one we found. We are done. It's the same one that you found when you are saying 1 divided by 1 less the MPC. That's the same one you found.
Okay, so that's the formula from finding the multiplier.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Then now, what is the new equilibrium? Basically, it will be just the same stuff, right? It will be Y equal to consumption plus I plus G plus net exports, isn't it? That's the formula. When the economy opens up, this is the formula that we communicated to us, right? That net exports will be added, right? Yes, sir. So now, basically, we can still redo this stuff. Y shall equal to C is what? 200 plus 0.8 times Y that we don't know minus tax of 10 plus the I is still held constant. Investments is 50 and G is 100. So that's 150. When you add all these together, you have 150, right? You have 150. Then plus the net exports, X minus M, net exports, X minus income is 20. That's what you have been given in the question. Like it is 20. They have said net exports is 20. So that's the only change you are making. You got that one? The economy opens up. So Y is equal to, this is 200 plus 1/7. This 150 plus 20 is 1/7 plus, 0.8 Y minus 8, basically, because you say this multiplied by that. Okay? Are we good up to here? Any questions? You could always ask your questions. I'm here following and just waiting for your questions. Are there any questions?
No.
Yes, sir.
In this formula, Y stands for what?
Y is income. That's equilibrium income.
Okay.
Equilibrium level of income or output. That's Y.
Okay.
Then I is investments.
And G is for government.
Government expenditure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And so we have 307 minus 8 plus 0.8 Y. And then we proceed from there. We're going to proceed from there. So you shall have Y equal to, what is 370 minus 8? Basically 362, yeah? Plus the 0.80Y. Okay? And then what are you going to have? We collect like terms together. Y minus 0.8Y is equal to 362. So that this can give you 0.2Y. Y minus 0.8Y is 0.2Y equals to 362. And you divide through by 0.2 by 0.2. So that Y can be equal to what?
1,810.
1,810. Okay. Any question? Someone has a question? What's your question then? You don't have any questions? We can cross over to some other conversation. All right, we go to B now. Can you list any 4 characteristics of money? I think this should be a walkover for us, eh? What are the 4 characteristics of money? Anybody can just give me a bang? 4 characteristics of money. Number 1, money is what? Not really the functions of money, but the characteristics, the features of money.
Just
One,
to give it a try, money must be easy to carry.
yeah, money is supposed to be portable. Yeah, money is portable. Money must be easy to carry. That's portability. What else?
No, it must be limited, so to say.
Yeah, scarcity. Money must be scarce. Aye? Money should not be very easy to find. Like, you know, a person has to work and suffer. That's when they should get money. Yeah. What else?
Money must be divisible.
Yeah, divisibility. Money has to be divisible. Can divide money. You get 500, 500, 500 by 4. A 500 should be broken down into smaller units up to the lowest unit of 1 kwacha. You know what I mean, eh? That's what that means. You could have 500 or 501 kwachas. Still the same stuff, right? Same value. Let's go. Money must be what?
Must store value.
Sorry?
Money must, is it store value or retain value?
That's a function, and we want characteristics, the features, not the functions of money. The features of money, characteristics of money.
It must be uniform.
Yeah, uniformity. That's right. We don't want that you have a 500 kwacha that we cannot accept here. No, maybe the 500 in Osaka is different from the one in Elston. No. Right. Uniformity, eh? What else? We're still able to remember these things. Huh? What else? Okay. Yeah, anyways, we could always go and explore. We have now question number C. Explain 4 functions of commercial banks. What are some of the key functions of the commercial banks? Commercial banks, what? 1.
Yeah, I think they offer foreign exchange services.
Yes, they offer foreign exchange services. What else? The commercial banks are the ones that give out loans, eh? To individuals and to, you know, as an individual, you can't go to the central bank and get a loan. What else? What else?
I think, yeah, you can go and deposit money, like do some transaction, something.
Yes, the commercial banks, they do accept those are deposits, right? And actually process those withdrawals based on the demand that has been generated. Okay. What else? What else do they do?
I think commercial banks are storage, they act as storage centers for safekeeping of money.
Yes, that's the deposits, right? I think we can put that under deposits. They accept their deposits and keep our money. What else? The commercial banks do what? How do they do? They're the ones that give you the overdrafts and all those stuffs and give you some. You all have your own commercial banks, you people. You have accounts. Actually, all of us have accounts with commercial banks. What do they do? You could think about what they do and write on D. Question number 3D. Any two instruments of expansionary monetary policy. Now, before we get to this one, let me just add an extra question and ask you, what does the central bank do? We talked about the functions of the central bank. What does the central bank do? The central bank does what?
Control money circulation.
Yes, money supply. The central bank controls money supply. What else does it do?
It also acts as the banker's bank.
Yes, that's the banker's bank. Yeah, what else? Government is a lender of last resort, isn't it? That's what we said last time. Yeah, anyways, you know the functions. I'm interested in the first one, money supply. They control money supply. I said the monetary policy is a policy guiding the central bank of the country on money supply, basically. But I communicated to you the tools that the central bank uses to control money supply. You remember? There are three major tools actually that I communicated to you that the central bank uses when controlling money supply. What are they? What do they use? We don't remember.
I don't know if it's the one.
Go ahead.
There is a reserve requirement. It's one of the tools.
Yes, reserve requirements. Reserve requirements. Aye. They can increase or reduce reserve requirements. What else? The open market operations, OMO. You remember? OMO, open market operations. This is where they buy or sell government securities, right? And the three, the discount rate. This is the rate at which the commercial banks borrow from the central bank, isn't it? We recorded that the commercial banks borrow from the central bank And the interest that they borrow, they pay is called the discount rate, isn't it? And we say they can also buy or sell government securities. These can either be government bonds or treasury bills. And the reserve requirement is also given, stipulated by the Central Bank of the nation. So these are the major tools. Now, how do they use them when you want to embark on an expansionary monetary policy? How do you use the reserve requirement if you want an expansionary monetary policy? Basically, you want to increase money supply. If you want to increase money supply, what do you do to the reserve requirement? Do you increase it or reduce it?
You increase it.
Ah, wow, interesting. Now, you know what happens when you increase the reserve requirement, meaning you are increasing the money that should be kept at the commercial bank, that they should not release as the loanable funds. You remember that conversation? So if you increase the money that is stipulated to be kept, not to be released into the society, which means you are reducing money supply. Yeah? Okay, so there is a negative relationship between money supply and reserve requirement. Okay, it's a negative relationship. If you want money supply to increase, you reduce the reserve requirement, right? Meaning you reduce the amount. You know, when you reduce the reserve requirement, then the loanable funds increase, which means you're allowing quite a lot of money to be in circulation. Like more funds actually go into circulation. Okay? And basically, you also have the discount rate having a negative relationship with the money supply. So when you reduce the discount rate, basically money supply will increase. And when you increase the discount rate, you have the reduction in the money supply. But when it comes to the open market operations, OMO, under open market operations, we say this is where the government buys or sells some government securities, and those government securities could be, you know, government bonds or what else? Treasury bills. Now you want to increase money supply. Do you have to sell the bonds or you have to buy the bonds? What do you think your government does in that case? Sell the securities or buy them? What do you think?
The government
You buy
buys the
securities,
bonds.
they buy the bonds, right? Yes.
Yes.
When they buy the bonds, using money because they're using money to buy. When they sell the bonds, they want the. So I can pick any of the two.